going to show you how to download and install Photoshop brushes. So the first thing I did is I went into Photoshop and I went File, New, and I made a document that was 800 pixels wide by 600 pixels tall, and then say OK. And then I'm going to go into my browser, Firefox in this case, and I'm going to click on the link in a Google Classroom called myphotoshopbrushes.com. There's some other brush sites, but I'm just going to use this one for right now. So then I go to myphotoshopbrushes.com and I type in what I'm looking for. So I like the idea here, leaves, because this is fall. So I'm going to say leaves and hit go. Now I've got several leaves here. So I'm going to click on one that I kind of like. Let's see. I like these folio brushes down here. And so then I'm going to scroll down and download these. And here's a sample of what they look like. So I click on download, and you can click on archive utility to open it, but in case that doesn't default for you, I'm going to click on save file. So I click save file, and you can see it download, and then I go to my downloads folder and I open the downloads folder, and I have now here my vector folio brushes. So I double click on this and it unpacks it and creates a nice little ABR file. Sometimes they'll be in a folder, but the ABR file is what you're looking for. So I'm going to take the ABR file and I'm going to put it in my document. So I click on the desktop, I go Documents, and now I got to reopen my Downloads folder. Forgot I'd do that. So open Downloads folder, and then I'm going to drag my ABR file into my Documents folder. Now to install that in Photoshop, I go back to Photoshop, click on the 8th tool down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's your brush tool. 9, 10 is the brush history tool. You don't want that. You want the brush tool. So I click on this little guy right here, this arrow going down, and this guy shows me my brushes. Then I click on this little button here and I go load brushes. So I go load brushes, I go to documents in case it doesn't come up, and then I click on my brush, and then I load it. And then it loads into it, and it will be the last group of brushes down here at the bottom. So now I've got my brushes, so I'll click on this little tree guy here, and you notice it comes up and shows the tree. Now it's too big for my document, so I'm just going to change the size, bring it down here like this, and move my size around until I get the size that I want. Now in the other video, it recommends that you always do the brushes as black and white. So you hit this little button right here, and I click my brush like that. And then to colorize it, watch the other video, but I'll give you a quick way to do that. You go to Image, Adjustments, and Hue and Saturation, and you click Colorize, and then drag your opacity, your saturation all the way over, and I believe he said the lightness, nope, not the lightness all the way over. So maybe the lightness right about there, and then you can drag your hue across and back and forth until you find the one you want. Then you say OK, and there's your brush, and then you can create other brushes like that. So that's how to